little bit, maybe trying to get to the lefty on deck, but goes right at him that time.
2-1. Hit on the ground left side. Maloney's got it. His throw to first is in time. Grayson Grinsell goes the distance against the number 10 ranked UCLA Bruins, and the Ducks have their first ranked win of the year.
Full count.
Payoff pitch. Pulled down the line. Hawking going back. That one is gone. We have a three-way tie at the top of Oregon's single-season home run record list. Sabine Ceballos, Jacob Walsh, and now Mason Neville. First pitch swinging and a line drive out to left center field. Lito and Walton going back. Walton dives and he makes the catch on the warning track. Luke Walton again takes 2 runs off the board and an extra base hit away from Jeffrey Hurd. RJ Shunk escapes the 4th inning with a little help from his friend out in left. We've played 4 scoreless here on Big Ten Plus. Yesterday's starter for Oregon State, Nelson Keljo, also struggled against CSUN but looked pretty good yesterday. Dax Whitney up to 98, and a guy that crushes fastballs, Mason Neville, got a good swing on one. 97 miles an hour to open up the ball game. But Neville maybe a touch late, carves it into the screen. 333, 20. Yes, 20 home runs for Mason Neville, the only Duck to surpass that number in a single season. He'll take this one high, 1-1, and 44 runs batted in for Neville. Had a 1-for-4 day yesterday. I'll give you one guess as to what his hit was. It was a home run. 1-1. Misses high, 2 balls, and a strike. Dax Whitney, maybe not a guy that's going to go super deep into a ball game. Has only completed 6 innings once, but not a guy that walks the planet. He's in the strike zone, competitive, strikes a ton of guys out, so it'll be fun to watch him against this Oregon offense as Oregon State looks to even up the series.
And he's already popping the glove. It's going to be a great task for the Ducks to catch up to this velocity and wicked slider that goes off of it.
3-1, Neville gets called back. Thought he had ball 4, looked pretty middle. 95 at the knees, and the count draws full.
We've seen that once from both sides now. Yesterday, the home plate up running on a real tight ship, not really giving anything off the outsides. This one to Neville, maybe thought it was below the knees, but going to get a little more lenience, it looks like, tonight behind the plate.
Payoff pitch. Slider in the dirt, ball 4, ball don't lie, I guess, and a leadoff walk for Mason Neville.
No doubt about that one.
So Dominic Hellman with speed on the bases. 292, 10 homers. 37 RBI for Dominic Hellman, the DH. Quiet day yesterday. But he's a guy that can change a baseball game with just one swing. As he rifles this one into center field. Reeder drifting back to the track. He's looking up. It's gone! A dumb bomb! Ducks lead 2-0.
And all of batting practice, I watched Dom Hellman take his hacks. They were working him the other way, center field. He was making sure he was ready for that because they picked on him a little bit yesterday as he was trying to pull everything. But here we go. First at bat, you see that fastball coming in hot. And he is ready for it because it's what he was practicing before the game. And that looked just like what he was doing in BP.
That had some serious carry.
My goodness.
Top of the zone, 96 miles an hour. It kept going and going and going until it was gone.
I mean, the ball flies in this place, and
wind is going out as well.
Yeah, exactly. That helps. And
he caught the wind stream and blink of it, right on cue.
And he made that adjustment from yesterday. He was just swinging the heck out of the bat every time.
Walsh with a big swing and a miss. It's 0-1. Ducks hit 2 home runs yesterday. One off the bat of Neville, one off the bat of this guy, Jacob Walsh. already with a 2-0 lead in the first inning. Take a look at the numbers on the season for Jacob Walsh. 12 homers, 44 runs batted in. He's hitting .342 with an OPS well over 1,000. 1-1 way high.
I got to tell you, yesterday I was in the stands, and an Oregon State fan turned around and said, "Is this guy a senior? Because it feels like he's been beating up on us for the last 5 years or so." And it's just been such consistent domination by Walsh against every team. I mean, it's not just Oregon State exclusive, but shows the kind of impact he's had on the opposition's mind.
He's ahead 3-1. Dax Whitney still looking for the first out of this inning. Here's the pitch. Carved back into the screen. A vicious cut for Jacob Walsh.
It's always great to see this rivalry staying alive in every sport, it seems. I mean, now you have two circa top 15 programs, and this turns into a packed weekend at PK.
3-2, slider down low, ball four. Second walk of the inning issued by Dax Whitney. He's still in search of out number one. That'll bring up Drew Smith. Not a great start for Oregon State as time is called. There's going to be a meeting on the mound, and this PK Park is getting into it early. It took a while for the crowd to get into it yesterday. 4 of the first 5 Oregon batters sent down by way of the K.
It was. Nelson Calijo really did a great job of coming into hostile territory and shutting the crowd down and pretty much taking them out of it. It was more of a slow burner yesterday, but once it got to that apex, that climax, there were the 2 runs for Oregon State. The third inning with the Stars delivering those, as you saw in that intro, and then Ryan Cooney lit the place back on fire. But looks like this one possibly headed towards more of a shootout if Oregon continues this inning. And you know the Beefs' offense, I mean, they're going to have a response.
All right, so meeting on the mound over, giving their freshman just a breather here. Inning started with a nice at-bat by Mason DeVille. He drew a walk. Then the first pitch to Dom Hellman, 97, top of the zone. Straight away center field, 2-run homer, and then a walk of Jacob Walsh. Only 13 pitches, but still nobody out. Drew Smith takes a strike, 95 on the outer black, 0-1. 3-12, a couple of home runs, and 11 runs batted in for Drew Smith. Only playing in his 20th game of the year, missed some time with a leg injury. 0-1 as Smith squares to bunt, pulls back, and takes high. So not the sharpest that we've seen Dax Whitney at times this year.
No, but it shares some similarities with that last outing. Just 3 walks only in that first inning, already at 2 here. That matches his high for the season in a game.
He'll throw over to first, but Walsh is back in ahead of the throw head first.
Beavers pitchers perhaps going to be a little more cognizant of the Oregon base runners after Oregon seemingly just saw something. Maybe they weren't checking, but they were able to just about freely take second and third base a couple times yesterday.
Another throw over. Jacob Craig can't hold on. Don't think it would have been close either way. Oregon stole 4 bases yesterday. Couple off the starter who is a left-hander, Nelson Keljo. Walsh fakes. Smith takes, and it's 2-1. Quiet day for Drew Smith yesterday, 0 for 3, a walk and a strikeout. But he's a good guy to have in the middle of the lineup. Walks more than he strikes out for the most part as he hits this one on the ground. Arquette moving over to his right. It's right past him and into left field, a base knock. 4 batters, 4 base runners for the Ducks.
Just keep the line moving there. Not the hardest hit ball. It's not a changeup, a little bit on the hands, but did just enough to get it to the hole. And Smith's done a good job since coming back from that injury. He had been off to a rocket hot start before it, and without him in the lineup, Oregon kind of had to figure some things out of who would play where. But having him back and being able to plug him in really anywhere has been very valuable.
Anson Arrows squares to bunt, pops it up, foul. Arrows a 270 hitter, 11 homers, and 39 runs batted in. And Harry, you're right about Drew Smith. Came back from injury, and you're kind of unsure where he was going to play. They slide him out into right field, where he's been pretty good defensively, because right when he went down, Ryan Cooney started playing some really good baseball. 0-1. This one popped up. Catcher Weber moving back. He'll make the catch on the run in front of the netting. That's the first out here in the bottom of the first inning.
Not the most common, but as a pitcher, you got to think when you see a guy square around, try and get that fastball up and in. And Whitney, when it comes in so hot, I mean, it's hard to even just catch with the bat like that. So Arrows, when you're trying to sacrifice, you don't really want to pull it back. And Whitney played right to that.
Maddox Maloney with 2 on and 1 out. Swings at a first pitch heater. Comes up empty, nothing, and 1. 326, 11 homers, 32 RBI for the Ducks shortstop. Struck out yesterday. Flew out to the outfield 3 times. So was 0 for 4 as he takes a fastball in there for strike 2. One thing about Maddox, though, he's a guy that's going to be aggressive. Not afraid to go after that first pitch like we saw in this at-bat. Did it with the bases loaded and 2 outs yesterday. 2 on for him here. Ducks trying to increase their 2-0 lead as this fastball is taken. Strike 3 called. 96 paint outside corner, and Dax Whitney has the second out of the inning and his first punch out.
You see again, that strike zone going to be a little wider than last night, but that one painted on that low away corner. Maloney just hung his head. Nothing you can do about it, so he's back to the dugout for Whitney's first strikeout.
Now Berkeley Mabius, Oregon's catcher, looking to keep the line moving. 97 and a strike from Dax Whitney. Mabius 287, 2 homers, 19 RBI in the freshman campaign. He's been really good. And he's catching on Saturday, which is not something that we've seen all that often. As that one finds the outside corner, it's 0-2. Usually it's Chase Meggers to catch Colin Clark, but Mabius has been so good that, you know what, why not? Throw him in on the Saturday, see what happens.
And it's been a bit of a shift of what we saw when he came on the scene so strong, looking like he was going to be a big power hitter, but no, he's kind of turned into more of a contact.
No contact there as he waves over a curveball. Strike 3 swinging. Back-to-back punch-outs for Dax Whitney as he ends the first inning. But the Ducks get 2 on Dominic Hellman's 11th home run of the year. To the second we go on Big Ten Plus. It's the Ducks 2, Beavers 0.